Early morning on Memorial Day in Edmond, Oklahoma finds me walking down the street to the BNSF overpass at Coble Road, which was opened in 2013 to create a flyover for the BNSF over the busy 4-lane road. It also proves to be a great photo location for both trains going to and from Oklahoma City. Shortly after I arrived came a hot northbound Z train, Heritage 2-9s pulling. This section of the BNSF is known as the Red Rock Subdivision, a former Santa Fe main line to Dallas-Fort Worth via Oklahoma City and Norman. "10 minutes pass and we get a surprise, a northbound crude oil train with an SD-70 ACE in the lead. I wasn't 100% sure, but I believe this is an empty northbound returning to North Dakota. Something else I wasn't expecting was the sight of a DPU on the rear of the train. A short wait. Then came a southbound loaded autorack train, another Heritage 2-9, and a nice horn show from the engineer. I broke off from the bridge at this point for breakfast, and then made my way through historic downtown Edmond and came across this, the Dentist Depot. I honestly have no idea if this was an original station or not. Its close proximity to the tracks makes me want to say yes. Regardless, this is a great structure and a nice railfanning location, and a great place to get your teeth cleaned too, I'm sure. On the backside, there's a nicely restored caboose, which is made to look like a Frisco one, but that stamped AT and SF on the trucks is a dead giveaway to its true identity. It cracked me up that the letters and logos on the side were not painted on, but rather separate pieces of fiberglass that had been painted and screwed into the body. The interior has also been nicely restored also. I set up camp here for the next hour and caught this, a loaded ore train on its way to a steel mill with 5 units, 4 on the front and 1 on the rear. More Heritage 2-9s. In the late afternoon, I made my way back to the Coble Road overpass, and in one of those missed it by that much moments, got there in time to miss the power on an autorack train. Note to self, busy highway muffles all sound from the railroad until they're right on top of you. In half an hour, here came a southbound manifest with a pair of Gevos pulling. After that, I called it a day, but I'd be back tomorrow. The next morning finds me in downtown Oklahoma City at the former Santa Fe passenger station. My objective? This. Amtrak's Heartland Flyer, an all-superliner passenger train from Oklahoma City to Fort Worth, Texas. A GE P42DC usually provides the motive power, but on the rear end, one of Amtrak's F40PH NPCUs provides its cab for push-pull operations on the northbound run back to OKC. 9222 was built in 1976 as F40PH 222. In the late 90s, it was converted into a non-powered control unit and had baggage car doors installed on its sides. While waiting for the Flyer to depart, a BNSF intermodal arrived off the Red Rock sub with the catch of the day as the second unit. Oh, a Warbonnet. At 8:25 a.m. on the dot, the Heartland Flyer backs out of the station and onto the main line. I have to say that the Amtrak crews and personnel here were some of the friendliest people I've met. To prove that point, the engineer gives me a great horn show and waves out the window as they depart. This would be my only shot of the flyer, but I will be back here again to film and ride on it one of these days. After the flyer leaves, I make my way back to Edmond. Dark skies were beginning to threaten rain, but I stuck it out for this guy, a northbound empty spine car train with another cool engineer at the throttle, and another Heritage 2-9. These things are everywhere out here. Sunrise the next day found me walking up Coble Road one last time for an outing at the bridge before going home, but I didn't make it to the bridge in time for this manifest and had to settle for a distance shot. After finally making it up to the bridge, a grain train arrived with a surprise from back home up front, a Norfolk Southern C44-9W. It seems no matter where I go, no matter how far west I get, I always catch one of these catfish. Another friendly wave from the engineer. I don't think I've ever gotten this many waves and horn salutes from train crews anywhere else, not even back home. It was nearly time to head to the airport, but I wanted to get one last train. That last train turned out to be the morning Z train, a Kansas City Southern ES44 Trails. This was a great trip on a brand new stretch of railfanning territory, and I really hope to be back here one of these days. On the BNSF Red Rock Sub at milepost 368.16, this is Ravenhawk 6910, signing off.